Hello again, and it is July 5th, 2018, the day after Independence Day. And this is my sixth installment of my video diary. This will not be a two-parter like my last one. I know my last one raged on kind of a long time. That was only because I hadn't updated in a while. I feel the need to update again just because these past few days haven't been the easiest for me. From about the 3rd till today, I've been pretty much trying to pick myself back up because I hit a rut again. I hit a roadblock. I was doing pretty well for a while with everything. And then come this week, the week of the 4th, I started to go downhill because the 4th of July, it's a holiday. I feel like I should be spending it with Matthew, and I'm not, but because it was also Independence Day, it had me thinking about how he still doesn't have his full independence from his parents, which I find kind of interesting because he will be 20 in January. I have talked to many people about mine and his situation. They think it's completely ridiculous because, him and I have been together pretty much almost 2.5 years, and that's something that shocks a lot of people because you never expect a teenage couple to last that long into what is almost our adult years. In 2 years, I graduate high school, so it's very, interesting for me to, realize that, in 2 years I graduate high school. Currently, I am not in the best of spots with him. We're not in the best of spots with each other, as, at least relationship-wise, and I think during this time when him and I cannot speak, it gives us too much time to think. We don't have that person who we can just go to and vent and pretty much not be afraid of judgment because of how we're reacting to a situation. I broke down and cried 2 days in a row because I just miss him so much. And the holiday makes it even worse for me because it's a holiday. It's the 4th of July. It's Independence Day. We're both American. It's well, not spending them necessarily with him, but talking to him on these holidays and just it being so happy for us because it's we would just be able to be ourselves, be our fun, happy-go-lucky thing, be our fun, happy-go-lucky selves, and then, if my viewers and Matt have not figured out by now, my anxiety tends to rage when I forget myself. I tend to do that quite a bit, actually, and don't realize it. I forget about myself. I am worried about him in this situation because it has been now almost a full 2 months since I have spoken with him, and I started these video diaries back in June because I was too broken in May to do these. So these video diaries are a way to pick myself back up, and I'm sorry my voice sounds really bad right now. My allergies are really getting to me, so I sound really nasally. I've been trying my best to deal with the situation. I have talked to my friends, I have talked to people, I have talked to teachers. The only one I haven't talked to is, I talk to Luann when I can. She helps me through so much and I am extremely grateful for her. I actually have to send her out a thank you card, and that may have a letter to Matthew added in with it. Granted, he may not be able to read it right away, but I at least want him to know that I'm still here. I'm not leaving. I won't leave him. This is just a situation that's hard for any couple to go through, whether you're close distance or long distance. Now, some of my viewers may not consider Matt and I to have a long distance relationship because we only live an hour and a half from each other. Well, I consider it to be a long distance relationship when your only means of really getting to know each other is communication through text messages or calls, and you don't see each other all that much. I haven't seen him since October last year, and that kills me because it's like, I know exactly how he felt on my birthday because he felt the exact same way I felt on his. It's like, oh, I should be able to do something for him, or it's like, and he did do something for me. Granted, it was an indirect way, but he's at least trying, and I love that he's trying. He is trying his best. And I can't ask for more. I mean, I don't know how to thank him enough for putting up with me and putting up with this situation where most people would leave. It's just, you know, I'm a very emotional person, as almost everybody knows. So I tend to very much not let I let my emotions get to me, not intentionally though. I have accidentally let my emotions wreak havoc from time to time, and it always turns out to be, I always end up in the same spot, and I know I can dig myself back out because that's what I've always done. I mean, I fight my battles every day, and I'm glad that I'm still here to fight them. This may be surprising to a lot of my viewers, or those who I haven't told this to, or haven't known me for a very long time. But before Matt and I got together, we met back in 2015. So we either met back in 2015 or 2014. I think we met back in 2014. Yes, because I was 13. So we met back then, and that was very surprising. I was 13, he was 16. And to think he'll be 19 and I'm 17 is just shocking. We've known each other 3 years. Well, actually, no. In this case, we've known each other 4 years. And but before him, 4 years ago, I was in a very, very rough spot. My boyfriend had broken up with me at the time, who is now my ex-boyfriend. He had just broken up with me at the time, and I became very numb. I didn't really show a lot of emotion, or I at least wouldn't show sadness. And, you know, that really surprises a lot of people that I would be that way, considering I'm very emotional now compared to then when I wouldn't open up emotion. I felt like if I showed any type of sadness or anger, I was weak. I felt weak. And then I met Matthew, and him and I started talking, and he was kind of the same way I was at the time. He wouldn't show a lot of major emotion unless he really meant it, and I don't show emotion unless I mean it. So when I met him, and him and I began speaking with each other on a nightly basis, and when we would like just text each other in the middle of a weekend, and like it could be the middle of the day, and I would just, I'd text him and be like, how are you doing? What are you doing? Like, how was your day? This, that, and the other thing. Like, if I had something random on my mind, I went to him. It's like he was even there when my Facebook was hacked, and it's like I was talking to him at the time when my Facebook was hacked, and I remember him messaging me that day and literally over a text being like, Caitlin, what happened to your Facebook? And I go, it got hacked. I'm setting up a temporary one. And that's exactly what happened. And it was like, I had never seen a guy become so shocked and concerned because he wouldn't have a way to talk to me. But my Facebook was restored, and I was happy about that, and so was he. But we were talking through Facebook for a very long time, like a year. We were talking through Facebook. Half a year we were calling and texting, and then it's like we got dumbed down to just texting, and I was so upset. There was one time I called him in October. It was either October or I forget if it was in October. There was one time I had called him, and his mother picked up the phone, and he goes, she goes, who is this? I believe I remember saying my name, but I said it in a way to where she thought I was being very rude. Now, I was very nervous. That's why I came off as rude, was because, you would think it's Matt's phone, she would just let the phone ring, this, that, and the other thing, but she didn't. She picked up the phone and asked, who is this, of course, even though he has caller ID, so I was very confused. Well, I said, hi, this is Caitlin, and she goes, I know. And then she asked, would you like to speak to Matthew? And she freaked me out so much because I didn't know if it was his sister, his grandmother. I didn't know what even was his mother until she said, I'm Matthew. I asked, who are you? And she goes, I'm Matthew's mother. And it's like, she said I was acting rude, but it's like I was only trying to figure out who I was talking to. So that was very interesting. So yeah, I went through that back in October. But not talking to him is a very hard thing for me because he used to be when him and I can speak, he is my outlet of my emotions. He is someone I can just let my emotions out in full force, and he will be there without judgment. He will be there with comfort. He will be there with supportiveness. He's there. Where most people walk away from an emotional person. He does not. And that really surprises me that his love trumps judgment. And I'm the same way because I have never found someone else like that. And I've been wanting, I really want this period of time of me and him not speaking to be over as soon as possible. May of next year, I will be 18 years old. And as far as I know, he's only going for his associate's degree in culinary arts. I don't know if he's moving to a 4-year college or not. I kind of am hoping not. Because it's like, if you're going to let schooling hold you back from me, what am I supposed to do in the meantime? Like, your best solution, honestly, move in with Luann like she has blatantly told you. She will transport you back and forth to school. She said she didn't care, and she told me that. Now, what I want to get down to the bottom of, I know you feel like it's not your time to leave yet, Matt. But think about it. You'll be 20 in January. I know you want your permit, and I know you want to get a job. I've already started job searching. Even without my permit, I am job searching. I am filling out applications. But I know your parents won't let you do that because they don't want you to be in a spot where you can contact me. And honestly, excuse my extreme French here, but that's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Because you are old enough now to move out. You are old enough to make your own choices. They legally have no control over you. You only give them parental control. Because that's exactly what they want you to do. I know the reason why you snuck around and talked to me, because something felt right. You wanted to come back to me. You couldn't deal with it anymore. After 6 months of not speaking to me directly, you couldn't stand it anymore. And I so wish that could happen again. It's been almost a year since we've seen each other in person. I want to see you next spring. Next spring. It was our goal we were talking about back when we were talking 2 months ago. And right now, I don't even know if that is going to happen. Because it's like, I have complete faith in you, but at the same time, it's like, what am I supposed to do till then? It's not like I can just go up there and it's not like I can hop in a cab and just see you somewheres. My sister suggested, Luann, bring you to the fun fair, but I know that would be practically impossible considering your parents don't even let you stay overnight with her. And I am not saying this all at all to make you feel guilty or upset. I am saying this simply because I need to vent. I need to vent. I need to get this out. Because if I don't, I feel like I'm gonna explode. I try my best every day to stay happy for you, but I can only do it for just so long. And the hurt I have because I miss you is so heavy. Like, I seriously always feel like someone is pulling down on me. I feel like I'm trapped in this situation that I have no ability to get out of. You're the only one that can get us out of this situation, and I'd hate to say it, but please be. But please. Please be the prince and rescue your Rapunzel. Find. And when I say rescue your Rapunzel, it means get me and you out of this situation. Come back to your Cinderella, Prince Charming. We both knew this wasn't going to be easy, but I don't think we ever pictured this. But we knew exactly what was going on when we got together. We put everything on the line, and we always have. And I feel so drained. And it's like, I keep trying my best, honestly, because it's all I can do right now. All I can do is cope with this situation and hope that you will come back eventually. Which I know you will. Your playlist says it all. You're not letting me go. And I know that. Last night, I haven't exactly been completely getting along with my father, and that always seems to happen. I don't always get along with him, and normally, like, it ends up with us being in a rut for a few days. But last night, after I got home from, like, I had gotten into a small argument with him, and I walked away, and I always get, my sister thinks it's a bad thing that I walk away. I walk away before I explode. Because I know how short my temper is, and I don't want to cause conflict. So I just walk away. My dad always thinks he's a disappointment to me. He's not. If anything, I'm the disappointment, because it's like, I express my views so openly to where it's like, it causes problems for everybody, it seems. But it's like, I could have really used one of your hugs last night, and I, for once, wouldn't have held back the tears. I know you have never seen me cry. And, like I said, it's not pretty when I cry. It's not pretty when anybody cries. But it's like, but there are times where it's been like, I wish I could just hold you and cry my eyes out and just, you tell me everything will eventually look up. This isn't gonna last forever. And I know that's a sad thing to say, but you always make me feel like I'm home and like I'm on top of the world, like I am physically the only girl in the world. You make me feel a way that no one else can. And from the very first time we met, we hit it off like that. We were a little shy of each other at first, but we hit it off so quickly. That never happens with people. You never hit it off that fast with a person normally. And it's just, I watched the video you made me back in 2016, 2 years ago. I watched the video, and the words you say in it are so heartfelt, so meaningful, and you try and live up to them every single day. And your video means so much to me that I'm actually going to play the audio of it right now, because I feel it's something everybody needs to hear.
Caitlin. I'm doing this recording for you for any time you're feeling upset, or just in general, whether it be mad, sad, or most other bad emotions. I'm sorry that we can't always be together, like right next to each other. I really wish we could. Just remember that no matter where you are and no matter what you're doing, you will always be in my heart. You will always be with me with the bracelet that I wear. And just anytime I feel down, I think of you. You do the same. Okay? Above all of what I've said, just remember, I love you with all my heart.
And I have done exactly what that video has told me to do. I have played it to myself whenever I am mad, upset, anytime I don't feel right. I try and play the video to myself because it means so much, and it's words that can't be replaced that you have lived up to. And honestly, Matthew, I have that same exact message for you. I always think of you when I am upset or down or angry, and it calms me down. You're always with me. I always mostly wear one of your necklaces. If it's not one of your necklaces, it's your earrings. Granted, the necklaces are way more versatile for me, but that's just because I can wear them and pair them with more things. So, I have worn this necklace out of the 3 you gave me for like 3 days in a row now, just because I need to feel you in some way. And above all of what I've said in this video, I really do love you with all my heart, and I give you my all. I try my best to please you, and I try my best for you, but also for myself. I hope you're there to watch me succeed, and I hope one day, one fateful day, next spring, or even earlier if possible, next spring or summer, or what I would really adore is if it were winter of this year. But I want you to know that I love you with all my heart. I'm here waiting for you. And if you ever need me, I am here. I love you. It's 4:15. This is Caitlin saying. This is Caitlin signing off. And I love you, Matthew. Forever and for always.